See this problem. Prove that the accounting equation is satisfied in all the following transactions of Sumit. First, commenced business with cash rupees 60,000. It means started business with cash rupees 60,000. Second, paid rent in advance rupees 500. That is, this is prepaid rent. Third, purchase goods for cash rupees 30,000 and on credit for rupees 20,000. Fourth, sold goods for cash rupees 30,000 costing rupees 20,000. It means goods costing rupees 20,000 were sold for rupees 30,000. Fifth, paid wages rupees 500 and wages outstanding rupees 100. Sixth, charge interest on drawings at rupees 2,000. Seventh, bought vehicle for personal use for rupees 15,000. And last, allow interest on capital of rupees 3,000. Okay. New accounting equations is new problem. First entry, started business with cash. Problem is already given to you. Started business with cash rupees 60,000. So in asset cash rupees 60,000 is equal to no liability and capital will be rupees 60,000. Okay, so total assets are 60,000 is equal to 0 plus 60,000. It means 60,000 is equal to 60,000. Okay. Second transaction, paid rent in advance rupees 500. So paid rent in advance. Rent paid in advance means prepaid rent. Okay. As we are paying rupees 500 rent, our cash is going out. So we have to deduct from cash minus 500 the rent which is paid in advance. So it will be 59,500. And now as this rent is paid in advance, new asset is created, namely prepaid rent. Because as we have paid the money in advance and the service is still receivable, it is considered as our asset. So prepaid rent will be rupees 500. There will not be any change in liabilities or capital. So total $59,500 plus 500 is rupees 60,000. 60,000 is equal to 0 plus 60,000. Next transaction, see the next transaction. Purchase goods for cash rupees 30,000 and on credit rupees 20,000. So third transaction, purchase goods for cash and on credit. This is the transaction. They told us in the problem that purchase goods for cash rupees 30,000 and on credit rupees 20,000. It means they have purchased total goods worth rupees 50,000. Now cash. As they have purchased goods for cash worth rupees 30,000, cash will go out rupees 30,000. So 59,500 minus 30,000. So it will be 29,500 remaining cash with us. Prepaid rent will remain as it is. Prepaid rent rupees 500. And now we have purchased goods. So goods worth rupees 50,000 because they have purchased 30,000 goods for cash and 20,000 goods for credit. Total goods purchased rupees 50,000. 30,000 amount, that is cash, is going out, deducted from cash. And now the other 20,000 worth goods were purchased on credit. So here there will be increase in goods. New asset will be created, that is 30,000 cash plus 20,000 credit. Total is 50,000. And new liability will be created here, as there is a credit purchase, creditors worth rupees 20,000, and there will not be any change in capital. Okay, so let's total. Total 29,000 plus 29,500 plus 500 plus 50,000. This is 80,000 is equal to 20,000 plus 60,000, that is 80,000. Okay. Now the next transaction, fourth transaction in the problem. Fourth transaction is sold goods for cash rupees 30,000, costing rupees 20,000. Sold goods for cash. This is the transaction for cash. And they told us in the transaction that these goods are costing rupees 20,000 and they are sold for rupees 30,000. Okay. So goods costing rupees 20,000, सोल्ड फॉर रुपीज 30,000. 20,000 रुपये मूळ किंमत असलेले गुड्स 30,000 रुपयाला सोल्ड केलेले आहेत. सो वी आर रिसिविंग कॅश रुपीज 30,000, 29,500 plus 30,000. We are receiving cash rupees 30,000 as we are selling goods for cash. So total will be 59,500. Okay. Now prepaid rent will remain as it is. So prepaid rent rupees 500. Now goods. Goods were worth rupees 50,000 with us. From that amount we have sold goods worth rupees, that is costing rupees 20,000. So goods are going out worth rupees 20,000. Remaining goods were rupees 30,000. Now here we are receiving cash rupees 30,000 and we are selling goods worth rupees 20,000. So we are getting rupees 10,000 more than its cost, which will be our profit. So profit will always added in capital. So creditors will remain as it is, 20,000, and capital was rupees 60,000 plus 10,000 profit from this transaction. So total capital will be rupees 70,000 here. Understood? Now total. Total of assets 59,500 plus 500, 60,000, 60,000 plus 30,000, 90,000 is equal to 20,000 plus 70,000 means 90,000. Okay. Now the next transaction, that is fifth transaction. Now the next transaction is paid wages rupees 500 and outstanding wages rupees 100. So now cash. Our cash was rupees 59,500. Here we have paid wages rupees 500, means cash is going out rupees 500. So we will deduct from cash 500. The cash will remain 59,000. Now the prepaid rent will remain as it is. Prepaid rent, that is rupees 100. and the goods after the 4 transactions the goods were rupees 30,000, so they will remain the same 30,000. Then here the creditors were rupees 20,000. And now see, there is outstanding wages rupees 100, means wages are due for payment but not paid. Okay, means this amount is payable, so new liability will be created, namely outstanding wages rupees 100. And now capital, from this capital we will deduct rupees 600 and the capital will remain 69,400, because 500, the wages amount 500 is our expense, we have to deduct from capital, and the amount 100 of outstanding wages, this expenses is related to current year, so it should be calculated in current year's expense. So total expense towards wages is rupees 600 and we have deducted rupees 600 from 70,000. Okay, so let's make the total 89,100. Here 20,100 plus 69,400, that is 89,000. Prepaid rent is 500, sorry, prepaid rent is 500, so it should be 500, so its total is equal to 89,500. Okay, now interest on drawings. Interest on drawings is rupees 2,000. We are not paying the amount in cash, so cash will remain as it is, that is rupees 59,000. Prepaid rent will remain as it is, that is rupees 500. Then goods rupees 30,000. Creditors, there will not be any change in creditors, so they will be rupees 20,000. Outstanding wages rupees 100. And now capital is rupees 69,400. Now we have to deduct interest on drawings rupees 2,000 from capital, and we have to add rupees 2,000 interest on drawings in capital. First we will add rupees 2,000, because this interest on drawings is the amount charged on drawings made by the owner, so it is income of the business, so it should be added 71,400. And now we have to deduct rupees 2,000 from capital again, because as they are charged on owner, ते ओनरच्या कॅपिटल मधून वसूल केले जातील, रोख त्याच्याकडून घेतले जाणार नाहीत, तर ते त्याच्या कॅपिटल मधून डिडक्ट केले जातील, म्हणून 2,000 डिडक्ट केले जातील. सो कॅपिटल विल बी रुपीज 69,400. ओके, सो टोटल 59,000 plus 500 plus 30,000 means 89,500 is equal to 20,100 plus 69,400. Understood? Next, what vehicle for personal use rupees 15,000. So cash rupees 15,000 is going out from the business. Cash 59,000 minus 15,000, so it will remain 44,000. Prepaid rent will remain as it is, that is rupees 500. Goods rupees 30,000. Creditors will be the same, that is rupees 20,000. Outstanding wages remains the same, rupees 100. And now capital 16,400 was our capital, and now the owner withdrew rupees 15,000 for personal use, for purchasing vehicle for personal use, so it will be his drawings, so it will be deducted from capital 15,000. So capital will remain 54,400. Okay, Now let's make the total. This total is 74,000, 20,100 plus 54,400 means 74,500, and now this total 74,500 is equal to 74,500. And now the last transaction of this problem, interest on capital rupees 3,000. Again this concept is like interest on drawings. Interest on drawings is amount charged on the drawings made by the owner, okay, and interest on capital is the interest given to the owner for using his capital for our business. ओनरनी बिझनेसला कॅपिटल दिलेलं आहे, म्हणजे जी अमाऊंट दिलेली आहे ती ओनरची अमाऊंट बिझनेस वापरणार आहे आणि बिझनेस करणार आहे. त्यामुळे या अमाऊंटवर दिलेलं व्याज, बिकॉज capital given by the owner is liability of the business, and for that liability, that is as good as loan taken from the owner, business is paying interest to the owner. That interest is called as interest on capital. Interest on capital हे ओनरला दिलं जातं, म्हणजे ओनरच्या कॅपिटलमध्ये ॲड करून ठेवलं जातं. बिझनेसमध्येच राहते ती अमाऊंट, पण त्याचं कॅपिटल वाढलेलं दिसतं बिझनेसमधनं. आणि त्याच वेळेला हे इंटरेस्ट ऑन कॅपिटल हे बिझनेसच्या दृष्टीने एक्सपेन्स आहे, बिकॉज दे आर पेइंग इंटरेस्ट टू द क्रेडिटर. ओनर इज कन्सिडर ॲज गुड ॲज क्रेडिटर. ओनर हा कर्ज देणाराच मानला जातो आणि त्यामुळे त्याला ते व्याज दिलं जाते, म्हणजे धंद्याच्या दृष्टीने तो एक्सपेन्स आहे, त्यामुळे तो कॅपिटलमधून लेस केला जातो. ओके, सो देयर विल नॉट बी एनी चेंज इन कॅश. कॅश रुपीज 44,000. प्रीपेड रेंट will remain the same, that is rupees 500. Goods rupees 30,000. Creditors rupees 20,000. Outstanding wages rupees 100. And now capital 54,400. First we will add rupees 3,000 as it is added in owner's capital, so it will be 57,400. And now we will deduct 3,000 from capital, because from the point of view of business it is expense of the business, so capital will remain as it is 54,400. You have to make the total. I don't have any space here, so total will be, total assets will rupees 74,500 is equal to 20,100 plus 54,400, that is 74,500. Okay, that's all.